So you want to learn more about Etisalat UAE or just Etisalat from now on? Maybe because you already have an Etisalat SIM card, or you're planning on visiting the UAE and you just want to know, well, what do they have to offer for me? Well, luckily for you, in this video I will be exploring everything you need to know about Etisalat. So let's just get started, shall we? Hi! It's Adu from Phone Travel with you, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, such as buying a SIM card in the UAE or Etisalat in this case. If videos like this sound interesting to you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. In the UAE, you have 4 different operators, although only 2 of them are the main operators, which are Etisalat and Do, and the MVNOs are Virgin Mobile and Swipe. It might actually be a good idea to select Etisalat because they actually have the best coverage throughout the country, which is always a good thing, and they also have the fastest speed. So let's take a more detailed look into Etisalat, but first we need to know about the SIM card options and the SIM card prices. You can get an Etisalat SIM card called Wasel for 75.75 EAD, which is with tax. And you can get them at select international airports such as Dubai International Airport or Abu Dhabi International Airport, or you can go to the official Etisalat stores, also referred to as the Etisalat business centers, where they sell SIM cards. If you're a short-term visitor like a tourist, traveler, business traveler, or however you want to label yourself, you can also get a tourist SIM card or a visitor SIM card. They come in 2 versions, sold for 125 EAD and 200 EAD, coming with several perks such as data, flexi minutes and UAE Wi-Fi. What are flexi minutes? Flexi minutes are minutes that can be used for local use, so calling to another Etisalat number in the UAE of course, or Do or any other local operator, or you can call to more than 100 plus destinations all over the world, which I'm showing you on the screen, which is why it's called flexible minutes, because it can be used for local use and international use. There's one thing you need to be aware of, is that if you buy a SIM card at the airport, then there's a very big chance that they will sell you the tourist SIM card, because well, that's what they do, and they might not be willing to sell you a regular SIM card compared to Do, which is the other main operator. Do is more willing to do that, but well, that's a different video, which, well, actually I have a video up there as well talking about Do. But even if you go to the regular Etisalat stores and they know that you're a short-term visitor based on your visa stamp or the visa that you have, they may be very reluctant to sell you a regular SIM card and only sell you the tourist SIM card because, well, there seems to be one of their policies. So that's something to be aware of. Talking about coverage, I earlier said that Do has, no, not Do, that Etisalat has the best coverage in the country, which is true. They have the best coverage, the fastest speeds, and they are actually, yeah, the best option that you can choose if you focus more on coverage and speed. Even though I'm focusing on Etisalat in this video, Do is also a good option. They have, well, worse coverage and slower speed, but they are on average cheaper than Etisalat. So what about recharging? You can get recharge cards in many places throughout the UAE, so you don't have to go to an Etisalat business center. You can go to supermarkets, hypermarkets, corner shops. Many places will sell you a recharge cards, which are called Wasel recharge cards, in value sold starting from 25 EAD all the way up to 500 EAD. You can also get e-vouchers starting from 5 EAD in many places throughout the UAE. To activate your recharge voucher or the activation code, make sure to dial *120 *voucher code and the pound key. And to check your balance, make sure to dial *121 and the pound key. So what about the type of internet packages, offers, data packages, however you want to refer to them, does Etisalat offer? Well, you have 7 different packages, but one of them is exclusive for the tourist SIM card. So if you get the tourist SIM card, this is the only package that is available to you if you have the tourist SIM card. If you have the regular SIM card, then you can get every other package besides the tourist packages, because, well, those are exclusive for the tourist SIM card. So let's just have a look at the visitor line packages first, which is for the tourist SIM card, which feature data and flexi minutes. And now let's take a look at the regular packages. Let's start with the Wasel plans, which are combo plans featuring data, flexi minutes and favorite numbers. If you select a favorite number, you can make unlimited calls to this specific number, and this one is for local calls only. And if you can select multiple favorite numbers, one of them has to be at least one Etisalat number, so yeah, be aware of that. You can also get the combo monthly add-ons, which feature data and flexi minutes. 5 different options, so you can probably find one that suits your needs. If you're a Filipino working in the Philippines, you can consider getting the Pino package, which is a package targeting the Filipino migrant workers in the UAE. For anybody else, this package will probably not be useful to you because, well, it's mostly for those who want to call back to the Philippines or, well, anything related to Philippines. Then you have the everyday local and social packs, which are data packages for regular use or for social media use. With these packages, you get the select amount of data or a handful amount of data to be used on a daily basis. So let's take a look at the 40 EAD plan, where it says you will get 250 megabytes per day and a total data allowance of 1.75 gigabytes of data spread over 7 days. The same applies to the social packs, but then this data can be used for only Facebook, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, WeChat, Snapchat, Instagram, Botim, and See Me. Then you have the data packs, which are regular data packs, which also come with dedicated social media allowances for the same apps that I mentioned earlier. Some of them also come with UAE Wi-Fi, which can be useful. And then you have the internet calling packages, which allow you to make calls with certain VoIP apps. If you didn't watch my how to buy a SIM card in the UAE video, then you may not know that VoIP services, so let's say a Snapchat call or WhatsApp call, those features are banned in the UAE, but the operators or the government or the regulator, I'm not sure which party, they decided to allow certain apps or VoIP apps to, well, work in a country, and then you have to get one of the internet calling packages, usually sold in daily and monthly variants, and then you can make calls with select apps. In this case with Etisalat, you can make calls with the apps that I'm showing you on the screen. There is a way to actually make calls with WhatsApp and Snapchat or whatever, but you would have to go to my written guide at ptw.link/UAE-guide, where I will explain you how to actually make calls with, yeah, such apps. So that's about Etisalat. We just explored Etisalat. Now you know about the SIM card prices, where to get them, the packages to a SIM card, and yeah, basically everything you need to know about Etisalat. Now you may be wondering, well, is Etisalat actually the best option for me? Maybe I should go with Do. What about Swipe and maybe Virgin Mobile? I've also explored these operators, which you can watch in this playlist up there. But if you want to have some sort of a comparison of these 4 operators in one video, I would highly recommend you to watch my buying a SIM card in the UAE guide, where I talk about all these operators, and I will also talk about coverage, speeds, the internet packages offered by these operators, and yeah, just everything you need to know about buying a SIM card in the UAE. So I'd really recommend you to watch that video as well. Once again, I'm Audio for Phone Travelers, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, such as local SIM cards, local SIM card reviews, international roaming, speed tests, just everything related to traveling with your phone. I would really recommend you to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with the best local SIM cards all over the world. On the screen you will see some related cards. Make sure to like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.